You turn it on. I remember. Okay.
Good evening, everybody. It is 6:32. We're going to start the meeting of the September Hope Free Library. We have everyone here this evening with the exception of Jane, who was unable to make it. So we have a full quorum, which is great. And we do have another addition today. We have Tracy Puckhaber, am I saying that correctly, joining us. And she has graciously agreed to fulfill the term of, well, I shouldn't say the term, but she's fulfilling this year for Terry Ross to the end of the year, which time we have an election for the two leaving as well as two as whoever leaves the board. So we will start then by looking at the minutes. They were sent.
Can you just back up 1 second?
Yes.
Because we're missing Jane, we don't. You have a quorum, but you don't have a full board.
Correct.
So you maybe just correct that a little.
Okay.
You just said we have a full board. I think you said a full board.
I think I said we had a quorum. Oh, we have a quorum.
Okay.
And so with the minutes, they were sent out by Sarah this past week. Did anybody see any corrections, additions, or anything that needed to be fixed? Okay. Then if I could have a motion to accept the minutes. Seconded by Lynn. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed. Would we also need to vote to have the interim person fulfill?
I don't know.
So
Is that an appointment? Those appointments don't be.
appointments.
You read that in front of you.
She's an
I
appointment.
just put that generally. Your bylaws, I don't know, they different?
Except two.
We have bylaws for a reason.
Pretty similar.
But we can go on to the treasurer's financial report and then you can have a check on the whether or not we need to vote. I think if she's appointed just to fill out year, then hopefully that's all we need to do.
We can just vote, solve the problem.
Okay, all those in favor of having an interim Tracy for interim, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay. Tracy, you're sitting.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay, go on back now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we'll go on to the treasurer's financial report.
Thank you, Linda. So just to recap some highlights from the treasurer's email that I had sent, again, this is the August financials for this meeting. We had 3 sources of income from grants in August. The first one was in the form of a reimbursement for eligible pollinator garden expenses. It was a lovely exhibit that we had out there this year. So thank you to everybody who had a hand in that. That reimbursement amount was $1,076.33. That came from the Warren County Community Conservation Grant. The second form of grant income was the LARAC grant to help put trees to us coming up for 3 painting sessions. That was in the amount of $1,071. And then we also received our local library services aid in the amount of $1,376.10 for this current fiscal year. I want to highlight as well all the tremendous work done by our farmers market team. So the total revenue for the summer was $1,732.05. Out of this included over $1,400 in drawings tickets and $277 in donations. So thank you very much to Joan and everyone who volunteered their time there for the farmers market. Tremendous effort.
Good job, Jim. It was my pleasure, I really enjoyed it.
It was such a benefit to the library, not only financially for us, but also getting the word out in the community. So I thank you very much. In terms of expenses, there were just a few additions to our usual board expenses. We had $455.64 spent on books for the BCS birthday book program. This was for our incoming pre-K students. This was provided and funded by the Charles R. Wood Foundation grant. The remainder of the amount of that grant. And as you remember from August, we had committed to pre-purchasing fuel from Hometown Oil, so that invoice had in the month of August. So on the balance sheet now, after we paid the pre-purchase fuel amount of $1,500, we have prepaid on the balance sheet $2,459.37. I know that may just seem like a number to you, but what I want to emphasize with that coming up from here is that I think fuel efficiency and being very careful with our heating expenses throughout the year is going to be of paramount importance. I don't know if anybody's reading the economic news lately, but oil prices and heating oil prices may be expected to rise this year. So we had estimated the prepay at $3.90 a gallon. It could rise from that. So I think just the lesson for us all in here is let's just be really careful about how we're using our heat when we're here. Make sure that the thermostat is programmed. When the heat's running, let's ensure that we don't leave windows open, or the screen door open. Just be really careful about conserving our fuel when we're here. That's all I wanted to highlight from the treasurer's report. The rest I'll cover when we get to the finance updates.
Definitely we'll be skipping, but going down to the director's progress. Is that coming out today?
That last week.
Oh, last week, okay.
There seems to have been a trend of circulation decreasing, but Sarah and I discussed it after the last meeting when I said our circulation had gone down. The use of the library hasn't gone down. The library itself stayed busy all summer. I think some of that is more and more people are using ebooks. But there is definitely seems to be a decrease in circulation, but not library users. So I think it balances in my head. So yes, there was a decrease. It looks as though the library wireless, from what I can make out, the use of the wireless went up. And the interlibrary loan went up this past month. And we signed up 29 new patrons, which I think is great.
Are they picking up books, the new patrons?
No, they got cards for nothing. And that was a smart ass remark, and I apologize. But yes,
I was serious.
I believe yes.
Is it DVDs or whatever? Or
they're taking out books, they're taking out movies, they're taking out magazines.
What's the average of like new signups per month?
I've never done it. I will do it for the next meeting.
You don't.
Yep.
I'm just curious.
No, I don't mind doing it. I can actually pull it together.
Is there a larger trend that you're seeing across other libraries where the
I-
types of ways of using libraries are changing?
Yes, absolutely. Sarah and I were just talking to somebody about it. I do think one of the things that's happening is ebooks are becoming more and more popular. I just read today that Overdrive is now signed an agreement to work with books by the Jenna Bush Book Club. So all of her books are going to be available, and you can also participate in like a book club discussion thing on, through Overdrive. So I do think that the whole thing is kind of a trend. I mean, Dallas hasn't come out and said, this is what's happening. We added a number of new books, a lot of which were donations. We are also, it's really not reflected in here, but I'm actively reading the Children's Corner. We do it every few years, but it also helps with the books that go to Trump Retreat. Right now, Mary actually has the number, I think it's 31. And I'm shooting for 500, because that's how many kids we thought were there last year. I probably won't get that many out, but I'll go to. The list of the upcoming programs, the programs that we've had are here. And then also the upcoming ones, I'm pretty sure I told you, but Ted Caldwell agreed to do the talk again about the hotels in the Narrows. We have the Trees programs, but also there's a part of the grant was a speaker from the Audubon Society who's going to talk about winter bird visitors. In August, I took another webinar on collection development on comics to the core, graphic novels, which are now the most popular type book at libraries and libraries. And the new bulletin board Mary put together yesterday, it is Build a Better World. And then at the bottom it says read. The little blocks, the after school program wrote things on it, things we need to make the world a better place. There's kindness, there's hugs, there's kisses.
Cookies, that's my favorite.
I think that there's cat. There was one little boy who just said it had to be cat. And Mary was able to, the tools that she has came from a picture book that was her son's that she was actually able to photocopy and laminate. I love this. I love this. You know, we can do displays too periodically, but I really love the bullet board idea. It really, kids love to see their name.
Yeah, I already did this, so I just pick one. It always fits.
And that's it.
Great, and the social media report, anything you'd like to add, Sarah?
Just that if you notice, the website and the Facebook traffic have both gone down almost exactly 25% each, which happens every year after Labor Day. It's pretty predictable and it's normal. And otherwise, Instagram, we got a few more followers and we've got a few more in MailChimp. So very slow, but steady growth. Nothing new other than that.
Okay, great. Could I have
So we make a motion to accept the director's social media report.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
Awesome. Second it. Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, so moved. Okay, the executive committee, we're moving on to the committee reports, doesn't have anything to report, but we'll move down to the financial.
Erin, thank you, Linda. So the finance committee met in early September, as you know, from the email that I sent out that we have kicked off the budget season. I do want to thank all the people that their estimates to the budget. I received estimates from sale committee, buildings and grounds. I hear that personnel would seem to come, and Megan, thank you also very much for starting to work on the budgets as well. So I really appreciate that input. I would suggest if you have any questions whatsoever, or you need supporting information, like you want to look at how much we spend in a month or on a per utility, or anything that might be pertinent to you, if you have any questions and you want to see detail, I can always get that information from you for you from QuickBooks or from other spreadsheets and provide that to you. But I'll take a look at all the inputs that are coming in, and I'll start to build that first round of the budget. Questions, I'll reach out to you. That
When does the fiscal year start?
January 1st.
Erin, I have mine done. I just didn't know, I was gonna just give them to you tonight.
Yeah, great, thank you.
I have the other thing you guys asked for.
Yes.
And marketing, I got, thank you. Thank you, Megan.
I have the other thing you asked for, but I find it on my desk.
Okay, yeah, then I'll be able to.
I have it written out, I just couldn't find it.
Wonderful, thank you very much for all of these inputs. Very good. From August, we had our annual insurance premium renewal. We decided to stay with Utica, however, we just would change it. We did receive the bill this month in September, so that's kind of just a preview coming up. This bill was paid this week, $5,000. I know it's since September, so the policy coverage has continued and has not lapsed. I also want to highlight from payroll that we started using that new weekly scheduling template that I was using, which she adapted fantastically to it. So thank you, Megan, for being able to use that. Provides really good inputs where we have a line of sight right into exactly the labor hours being worked per month. So it's been extremely helpful. We'll see this come out every Thursday for the personnel committee and the finance committee to review. And just as another highlight, I know we touched on this briefly last month, but in September, we did receive the actual check from St. Sacrament Church annual 50/50 raffle. That's about $5,000. So what I would suggest, my recommendation to the board is to really think about how should we be spending this money, whether it's on programming, another need, do we want to save it and invest it in the money market for a larger capital expenditure in the future? This was a rare and fantastic opportunity for the library, so we're grateful for that contribution. So as just a chair of the finance committee, I just say, think about very carefully how we would like to use those funds for the benefit of the community here. And then that's all I have in terms of the finance committee.
This is probably a good time to talk about it, yes.
Okay. So as you guys know, you might have heard a lot of chatter, the annual appeal process is starting. Linda has been working on the letter. She's great feedback and ideas from everybody that she's working with. I have started the process of getting the mailing labels from Warren County. So procedural steps in terms of materials that we have to procure and then getting everything set up. As you can see here, we're collecting leftover materials that we had from the library from the previous year. We're going to use those again. They're just as good as new. So it will help reduce costs for us as well. We're conscientious about materials that we have in the library. So what we're going to do is inventory this. We're going to try and take it home and work on it this weekend, see how much we have that we can reuse, because that will be work and how much product we need to order for the exterior envelope, the interior envelope, and then we have printing of the letter. So please know that we're going to just be reaching out to you guys. We need something on you guys, maybe here and there, small menial tasks, perhaps like counting things, helping pick up things, and Lynn's fault if the order is ready. So we just would really love it if there's some people that can just help out along the way with this. And then we're probably gonna have a larger, I think Linda could probably speak to an assembly effort to get everything together to get it out. But right now, I know that we're in the early stages, but I would really just love it if I can lean on you guys for help anytime. Okay.
Right. In fact, if anybody needs something for the next couple of rainy days, we're looking to just we're looking to just like count how many of these envelopes we have and how many of the other ones.
Honestly, I could definitely use it if you want to stay afterwards, and I can kind of provide some context. We just love some help counting some things.
Just do it to me. I'm gonna be in all day tomorrow, so I can do that.
Oh, that'd be great. Perfect.
We'll get out there with some help.
Before you move on, Sarah received this. She and her husband family made a donation to the North Warren Emergency Squad. And this is the thank you note that they send out. And I know we've talked in the past about kind of redoing what the thank you notes that we send so that everything is on one side.
Yeah, they used to send out a whole sheet of paper as a thank you, which was nice. That's what we have gotten in years past for donations, but it's just something different. I hadn't seen a card before, so I thought I'd put it out there for consideration.
The cards that we send, right, that's a thank yous, those were actually sent out as postcards, correct? No, they're in.
They have envelopes.
Oh, that's right, they're in an
So
envelope.
they go in an envelope, but there's both sides of the card got used.
Oh, and,
Because-
I see what you mean, so it's just
Yes.
pushing on this side, on
You
the
grab
left side.
the next door,
So
bottom shelf, I think.
did we print those or do we have print?
We have these print out. I
Do we
believe
still have like a billion of them or
I don't think so.
I think we're getting low
We
enough?
could be
that-
getting low, but when Michelle got on the board, this is what we had. Which is just the person's name, how much they gave and the calendar year, and then signed by the board president. But in order to, sometimes we always wanted, especially for larger donations, the board president has always added a note, you know. Dear thanks, type of thing. But Michelle and had suggested that this be included on it, which is basically saying that you didn't get anything in exchange for your contribution to the 501c3. And she has said all along that this is a really important part of the thank you note. So this is what we have now.
So
And it also has our old logo on
this one though doesn't have that statement on it though, does it?
Guess they don't have as good a treasurer as Michelle was.
But I mean, that wording could be put into.
Somehow, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And have everything all on one side. I guess then when we do this accounting of what we have, I would love to know how many more of those we have than two. And then we should think about, vamping it maybe to a one-sided and including all that information. Although that, I don't know if it costs any different to put it in that size envelope than it does. This must have been sort of an odd size envelope.
That's what I thought, but you could easily cut that in half. But I wondered about that. It's an extra
That
expense.
is, the one for ours is a standard size one that we could just buy on Amazon.
Right, so we'll need to know, because that was a special size envelope too, different than our return ones here. So if we could sort of inventory those at the same time,
Thank you.
whatever envelope and thing that, but that's. We could, maybe if you wanted to make a copy of that for us, to make sure we have your tax information, but if you want to make a copy,
Do
we
you need
can
a
kind of
copy?
look at the wording.
She said,
But to
can they
get,
just keep that?
Sure.
okay, so the meat of the potatoes of the letter, we've been going back and forth on. And there are two schools of thought here. One is making an appeal letter and only an appeal letter. And we're asking for relief. Then we have also been working so hard to try to get information or get input from the community for the long range plan committee. So we wondered, should we take that survey and either add it in, or should we just print that survey on the back? People could fill it out, put it in. Or do we have a QR code that people could fill out the survey? And while we're at it, we could put the QR code for people to get on the new, sign up for the newsletter or to get our calendar for the month. So what do you guys think about how much is too much?
I think more than one QR code, way too much, so pick one, put one, but no more.
No more than one. So you think a QR code is okay, but stick with one.
Yeah, but it's gotta be explained what it's for.
Right. Well, what we have written in the letter here is, we would love it if you take time to complete our survey. Let us know how we can serve you, our community better. You can complete it online or on the back of this letter, which you place in the envelope and send it back or drop it back to next time you're visiting us.
I don't think it gets that letter is going to get much response. I think the QR code will get a lot more. And you can already, all they do is they get the QR code and they fill it right out and it goes. We don't have to worry about getting your
Most people,
memory.
most people at the festival actually chose, or given the choice. I wouldn't have thought that money. I didn't want to either, but it was like more than twice as many.
You have to,
people chose
you have to consider the
Even like high school
demographics.
kids.
I think, well, we'll get to it when I have to report because I've got something to say here.
Okay, so this is where we're at. We're trying to decide.
Awful lot on that letter.
I know. We don't have to have, we were just kind of, the calendar and the newsletter, they don't really have to be there. We can just do the one.
I take one, but I don't need more than one.
Right, but anybody have any strong feeling one way or the other about, should it only be an appeal or is it okay to be a survey too? Do you remember, I know Carla said that we did this one year, that was before I was here.
Yes.
Do you remember how many people actually sent it back? Like if you had to guess, was it 100?
They didn't get a good response to the survey in
They-
general,
They did.
but I don't know.
And that was, I remember it was a folded one and it was on yellow paper because when they did share the surveys with me.
I think anytime you have to get something in the mail, fill it out, remember to bring it back. That's when it gets lost.
You also have to keep in mind that there is a theory about newsletter, appeal letters, that a lot of people don't actually read them. That they see that it's the appeal letter, and especially in Bolton, they get one from the rescue squad, fire department, health committee, the library. I don't know if the churches send out.
The health committee does.
I know those do, and I think that the health committee and the library ones kind of go around the same time. So people will sit down, write their checks. So how much you include in the appeal letter, maybe you don't have to be as wordy as you were considering.
I was just wondering too, like, with the, when you survey, that's what I meant to say, will we get 2 responses possibly from the same individual?
There's no way to know it because we
Yeah.
don't ask for names.
That's
I
it.
would really doubt if people would go to that extreme very often.
I've
They'll
done it
remember
10
if they've done it. Well, that explains something.
Yeah, because you've been at the farmer's market and you were there last Saturday too.
There's a lot of people that don't go to those things. And I think even if people don't respond, I don't think the response rate will be anywhere near what we had face to face. I feel like people will at least feel more like they were given.
Amy
Right,
was
they knew it was
great
going on.
at the music festival. She went over, she talked to pretty much anybody that was walking around. She got somebody who said they were definitely interested in getting the newsletter. They wanted to sign up to help to be a volunteer. And so I think face to face might be, it's definitely a good avenue to use.
Well,
I mean, it reaches so many more people. Whether or not they read it, it gets their
Right.
Whether or not they come.
Well, I think the point that she made is good is that we're giving everyone the opportunity, all 2,492 people who are on our tax rolls. So if they don't take place in it, then it's their choice. At least we've gotten it to everybody. So no one can ever come back to me and say, well, why don't you have this? Or, I will say, well, that would have been a great idea. Did you put that on this? Or
I just do want to point out something else. Amy went to open house, the school's open house,
Right.
and handed out the survey and talked to people. And the calendar. She also went to movie nights. She has become one of our. I mean, you're all great advocates for the library, but because of her child and that kind of
Being
stuff,
at
she's
all
got a
those
whole
things.
different.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah,
That's right.
So we're gonna
You're
double
gonna-
the impact now.
You're gonna get this.
And I'm just thinking about your appeal letter,
Yes.
perhaps printing it on the back and having the QR code on the front.
I was thinking
For Amy's thought of some people really would rather fill it out and bring it back.
Yeah, I was kind of
Isn't gonna
thinking
cost
that
us anything.
if you did have an elderly person that would be QR code, what's that?
Oh, exactly.
Yes, yeah, so, or yeah, not even a little cards. All right, so,
But maybe doing it both ways on one sheet of paper doesn't cost us anything.
yeah, I mean,
Change we do the piece, because like right now on this type for fashion on your like regular. Paper. Folks that have like.
when you talk to one folks, I think we've added, if it costs more to do two-sided.
Both sides.
Yes.
Is it?
And do they have to do like a paper?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, our building's been too, I don't think it.
Yeah, this is photocopy paper, so I would, I guess, just determine like if it's visual. Okay, like some people with visual issues may have problem, maybe not. Then just folding it up, it's
On the back.
Folding it up. Folding it up and folding the survey up, I find it. So just think about like, okay, if they're gonna have a survey on here, we'll be asking them then to fold a piece of paper and they can fit. Let's see.
That might require extra postage.
Actually, postage, yeah.
Yeah.
There actually is, no, it isn't. There is a business way to fold there is a way to fold that in, that they use in offices so that it looks just as professional.
the response, would be in charge of, holding your response and putting your check in here. And then, yeah, we have to check the postage.
And then they have to stamp it as well.
Well, we don't stamp it, right? They stamp
They
it.
stamp
That's
we don't put stamps on the return.
We could put instructions on how to use the QR code.
But
Yeah, we'll just check with the post. Stick a check in here, right? And then check with the post office for the weight and make sure it's under the stamp weight.
yeah, I think that would still be, I think if you have two pieces of it, I was more worried about if we put two pieces of paper and the envelope in here sending it to them.
Yeah.
Than I was there, I think would be fine, because think of all the bills that you sent back with the check and you have a whole piece of paper that goes with it, and it usually.
I wouldn't think that it's gonna be too much weight, it's just the being able to fold it to fit it.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard somebody say,
I can't believe they gave me an envelope like this on a piece of paper like that.
And the other thing is, like, if, when I get the quote back and the sample from the printing company, we have to go to heavier weight paper, obviously.
yeah,
It's not a cold, because easy to bag. Again, we're just gonna have to. We probably have to get a sample from the printing company first. Check everything, and then,
This is the paper that we used for last year, so.
that looks
yeah,
good
a
enough.
little heavier weight.
Yeah.
Mind if I fold this?
So that's how it come, but wait, wouldn't they keep it folded the way it was?
So let's.
Yeah, and then they would fold it like that.
Real study. Have everybody fold and see which option.
Does it
That
fit?
doesn't fit.
Quite fit?
Doesn't fit.
There is a way to fold it, that it'll fit.
Yeah,
There's a trustee who should.
Like you did.
Now you
like you're.
fold it the way you would
yeah, but we'd be expecting anybody to.
We
I'm
could just have
expecting-
it folded like they were.
Throw it to us.
In the letter.
Person mailing back, you're gonna have to know that, right?
In the letter, you could highlight the fact that if it's easier for you to return this in person to the library, we would love to see you again.
So. That's my own two cents, yeah, that kind of stuff, yeah. Not that my-
It's a bit of work, I'll be back.
Yeah.
The last part.
Okay. All right, so that's where we're at. So. Was that the end of the finance report then?
Yes.
All right, so then we're on to policies and procedures. Did think about looking into a new policy for. We're gonna talk about
Very appropriate.
Megan. Oh, yes,
Sure.
right. The-
Ensuring out like programs like. Sure that are covered.
Yeah.
Did it look like there was any way to add it
Yeah,
into what we had?
Megan and I looked, Megan mostly, we pulled it up because I didn't have it, but we said in the financial section between pages 70 and 93, it could be put in here, that seemed to be the
Okay,
best place.
so we would just stick in a paragraph that said,
So you'll write the policies, and then it can be dropped into the manual. I can do that, but I still can't get the table of contents to update. And I found step-by-step instructions. It's not adding.
maybe we'll have to find a day to work on that then.
There's one more thing I'm gonna try tomorrow. And see if that's the answer, but I've tried it about 20 different ways.
So there isn't a policy about programs already that we can just stick, because it's pretty much just adding a sentence of, before or putting together any kind of program, reach out to the insurance company, or reach out to the treasurer to check things with the insurance company, right? I mean,
That was what I thought I was gonna, that's what I thought we would do.
Yes, right,
Um,
rather than write a whole different policy, I was wondering if there's a policy we can take and just add that sentence in. And then we just would need to revote on that amendment.
Or you could just add it to the employee handbook as one more responsibility on the part of the director or or assistant director when we are thinking about scheduling programs. Maybe that could be the place to put it.
I think you could probably combine both, because it's like a two-sided thing, not only library programs, but contractors, right? Like, so there's insurance needs with contractors, like we always have to make sure that they present a certificate of insurance to us prior to the appointment, and that we keep it on file. After the appointment, so I think we could leave that in, so like what you were saying, just a short policy about ensuring that whether it's a program or a contractor, that you reach out to the finance committee to coordinate the insurance to the occasion.
Do we need a code for programs and contractors?
Okay. All right, so then we'll move down to the long range plan.
Okay, we currently have 140 return surveys. And because of that, we thought we should start expanding into focus groups. We've got focus groups set up for the Chamber of Commerce, the seniors at the school, administrators for the town. What am I missing, ladies? Homeschool too, yeah. So we are really focused on getting as many surveys in a shorter period of time than forever. To try to get to where we can do our long range plan, because this is just a foundation for doing the long range plan. We want to get to that. So we're still working on it, certainly any surveys that come back. But I understand that the checks from the appeal are still coming in. So some of those, if they're also returning surveys by next year, probably will not be counted. But as many as we can, we'd like to have. And
Well, that is a really good point. You're gonna be putting together the survey report. I mean, I would say we send it out the end of November, mid-November, we probably get more than 50% by the end of December. But is that too late, or we?
that's fine. End of
Okay.
the year, fine. But anything after the end of the year, we'll have to see how we do it.
We can still look at it.
Yes,
If
right.
something came up. we
It's
can
still
talk about it.
stuff, right, for us to take it advice.
But
Yeah.
Right, okay.
This first.
Right, right.
Still, we still want to hear people.
Right, okay.
And there's a long range plan document, it's like a living document for the library, things we have feedback afterwards, we can incorporate it at the time revision is being made,
Or just some other company.
Another group I forgot to mention was the chamber. We're doing something with the chamber in early November, getting business leaders to give their input. So we're pretty much covering everybody. And I'd also like to say thank you for recommending Kate Baker. She has been a real asset to us. The QR code is hers. And she's got all sorts of technical things that I certainly wasn't up on, and I don't think we were ready to go that route, but it's very helpful.
Good. I think having it online so people fill it out right on.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's QR.
Yes. So, good. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, thank you very much. Grateful to you all. All right, moving down to buildings and grounds. Yeah, but you can, oh wait, no, skip it. Fundraising.
fundraising.
Okay.
Okay, Erin reported she had $1,732.05, and that was at the end of the farmer's market, which was the first Friday in September. We also sold raffle tickets, and there were donations as well last Saturday at the music festival. So from that, we got $195, which I thought was very good, just for one day. So my quick math tells me that the total for all the farmers markets plus last week's music festival It's $1,927.05. We almost made 2,000, but it's close enough.
Yeah.
And then I have a list of everybody that volunteered this summer at Farmers Market. And also I have the names of all of the people who made the donations for the raffle. So they will be included in the thank you notes, and Barry and I are trying to think of, Megan, yes, thank you. The time, maybe tomorrow, we can get started on the thank you notes.
Oh, great.
Don't come when the kids are here.
What time is that?
They usually get here about 4.
Oh, no, that's too late.
I wanted to mention that Aaron's, I sent Anne Grace and these, thank you for the donation plus.
Okay, good, thank you. And also, we did the raffle, back here at the library after the festival was over, and I don't have the names. Megan, you could probably supply us one of the different items.
I want something.
Yeah.
I won the blanket, that reminds me, I gotta take it home. It's just,
Yes,
yeah.
I have no idea where it is.
Oh, wow,
It doesn't go with my house. Linda won the blanket. Fortunately, or fortunately, Sarah, when she posted it, she only used the last of their last name's initial. So Linda Bennett
Came and thought.
he was the big winner. Anne
I
Reese.
wondered about that when I saw it.
I didn't think about
Same
it.
thing happened at the church, we go to the same church.
I'll take her out to dinner.
Anne Reese niece also won, which I was so happy to, and she won the Lake George book.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
And the person who won the wagon was, her name was Tony.
She's from Lake Luzerne.
And they did say they had a house. Didn't they say they had a,
I think so.
anyway, they were so excited. I called and left a message, and a few minutes later the phone rings. I recognized the number and I'm like, is this Tony? And she was so excited. And she said, are you still there? Because we're right outside. Turned out they were here at the music festival and they had just bought their tickets.
Oh, wow.
So she was super excited, and we have now also made a good friend because she's a retired school teacher. She wants to help with programming, with the Dr. Seuss thing that Sarah and I are talking about. She definitely wants to help with that. So Sarah and I were thrilled to talk to them. They were really wonderful too.
Oh, good. So, good, yeah, that was kind of success in the raffle for sure. So, anything, I think there were also some items dropped by the person who did our bags and our.
She didn't drop.
But she didn't drop them off?
I didn't get a chance to talk to Laura Saffer.
Oh, okay.
She was going to today,
Okay.
and she came in and played mahjong, and she never mentioned it. So
Oh, okay.
I will call her tomorrow.
Yeah, I know that the bags and the logos haven't really been going too much lately, so we can always look at other items to see if we want to have anything, but.
There was something that you and I talked about. Oh, the tablecloth.
Oh, yes, we do need to order a tablecloth too, so.
Yeah, that's on.
If you remind me, I'll look at, we ordered one a couple of years ago. And I just look and try to get the same company,
Yes.
so remind me and we'll order, try to get that ordered. But we're definitely have it in the budget for next year, so we can be ready to order it as of next year.
Cause that won't be needed really until spring.
Hey, yeah, so there's no hurry, I mean, except for the holiday and the trunk or treat, we use it,
Well,
so.
currently.
Yes, right, so. Okay, anything else, Joan, or?
No, I'm all set, but once again, thank you for everyone's support, I really.
I have one more. There is another farmer's market Columbus Day weekend. It's the Saturday of the garage sale. The Sue here, who helped out a lot during the summer, has said she's available if you guys want to have a table over there.
Isn't that mostly garage sale tables?
Yeah. I don't,
I think it's vendors too, but she said we could bring anything.
yeah, I don't know about you, but I think.
Are you farmer's market out?
Yes, we're farmers market.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, I think we need to, focus on the beyond and stuff like that, and we'll have to figure out a place to safely store everything. So maybe, sometime we could go up and find an area and sort of keep everything together so we know where it is and.
Oh, it needs to be reorganized, so that is
Reorganized.
to do that.
Right, once we reorganize it, if you wanna, I'll come over and meet you guys too, and we'll figure out where to put it.
I think that thing that's coming up Columbus Day weekend, according to Penelope, is instead of the map of the garage so that they used to have in Gulf community, it's all being consolidated over at the market location by location.
And I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's just garage sale, yeah.
Yeah, so I think.
We don't have anything to raffle off.
No, right. Okay, so buildings and grounds, Lynn, do you have anything for us?
I do. Bathroom doors fixed. Wonderful.
Really? Is it?
It is.
The lock?
The lock itself is fixed.
Right, yeah, we still have to
You do have to,
shape the bottom and.
Yes.
put
so
the-
Carla found a lock that
Mhm.
you cannot get out of the bathroom without physically unlocking the door.
I appreciate that.
Were you locked in it one time?
No, but I would put nothing past my.
Oh, okay.
He actually almost opened the door the other day in Saratoga, and I was like,
Yeah, okay.
Kids are great.
they're so great.
Also, Carla is going to order another one for the attic door. So that, and the attic door one is broken.
So the one thing I did want to talk about is that I have to talk to Carla about the flagpole. I forwarded to her the information that Sue gave me about telescoping pole, where you could bring it down and put it up so that if you needed to replace the light, a solar light on top, you could, and it would be a lot lighter. Although Tim said putting the hole in their concrete is a big project. It's a pretty big project because you have to get, he has the tool, but you have to rent a certain kind of bit to be able to put a hole in there. So I think we could give Carla a chance to find out from the gentleman, Barry, about putting up the pole that we already have.
Very heavy.
Yeah.
This looks like.
Yeah,
The white.
I know, it's a good idea, except for the hole in the concrete. Tim said it would actually be easier to put a small light here to shine up on the side to the light than it would be to try to put a hole in the concrete.
I can just tell you, after going to all the planning board meetings I've gone to, that there is a certain, ask Amy, a certain feeling that downward facing and shielded is the way they want all lights to go, and you can't do that if it's going up that way.
It can't just go up on the
Yeah,
side.
they don't want you to
Facing
shine
and shielded. It's to keep the dark sky, we're in a rural area, we wanna keep it that way, so.
I will tell you that the flagpole is not as heavy as we think. Two of the guys who came for trivia helped. I'm not supposed to, I already told you this, they did move it for us. It was on the ramp. I already told you they did.
Yes.
And it took two guys
Mhm.
to lift it up and over the railing, so maybe it's not as heavy, it might be easier to do.
No, I just know as far as solar lighting goes, they're just these little round things that fit right on the top of a flagpole and it shoots the light down. And John Gagnon would be so happy.
They're less than $50 on Amazon. Those downward facing solars.
Yeah,
I have on my pole in Massachusetts, a flagpole that we put up 9/11 and it, when 9/11 happened, put it up, next after. Was still shining. When I moved in 2021,
so yes, after that's.
Can we go take that one?
So, okay. Well, we could put one up there and then even on the pole that we have, I'll ask Carla if we can just get a solar one. But on the pole that we have to get it fixed. If Barry was willing to from 10 years from now, replace it, I guess, but I'll talk to Carla about it more. Nothing else new with grounds, everything here is working, right? Everything in the building, no other problems, knock on wood. Okay. The book sale, how are things going in the attic?
A lot of books have come out, so.
They have?
Yeah.
They did turn away a bag today. All.
And a lot of books on castles, which every year you get something different. But we got this like triptych, all these travel books, but they were from 25 years ago. Yeah, so we, not gonna be up to date, the documentary, so yeah. Some like financial stuff. Said it's like, well, that's not. Yeah. No, there was a couple on programming later.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like 87 books since then.
Somebody doing it, I'm making this up. Somebody told me a travel book on the USSR. Restaurants to go to. Probably would. Vladimir Putin. Is that our book sale?
Okay, so, let us know if you need anything from us. And, grants. We don't have Jane, but I don't know if there's anything, Sarah, you can update us on.
The Adirondack Foundation grant for the writers workshops, I've coordinated with the principal at school, Cameron Mazza. And we have the dates for that set. There, the two, the author and the publisher are going to go to the school, and I'll go as well, for a third grade class and a sixth grade class on 2 separate days. And on Thursday, November 6th, here at the library, that's a Thursday evening, we'll be doing an adult writers workshop. So that is all set for that. Let's see, for the seed library, this is kind of sort of grant related. I wrote to Burpee and they've already sent back 158 packets of seeds for 2026's free seed library of vegetables and flowers. So yay, because we weren't getting any donated seeds other than what we brought in.
Maybe they haven't gone to seed yet.
That's
I know,
possible.
I didn't say that.
For the ALA grant, for small and rural communities, increasing accessibility, round 4, that is due December 11th. I've contacted all 3 potential door converter contractors that we received names and contact info from through Michelle Huck. One has been answering my emails, our names getting passed around their company to see who would best be able to give that quote, but they're at least actively replying at this point. One I have to follow up. I've sent 2 emails and have not heard back. And the third one, Center for Security. I called, left a message, and have not heard anything back. And when I called again, it was just after hours, and they're basically a security company. I'll follow up tomorrow when I get to work at 3, but I suspect that they're not going to do that kind of thing. But I'll call, you never know. But those were the 3 names, Sue, that you got from the town. It was, but we'll follow up. You never know.
Yeah.
I think Kelly Brothers will be our best bet. BMJR is the construction company I've emailed twice and have not heard
Kelly
anything back.
Brothers, the town thinks the world of.
Yeah, and they're actively, I've been talked to and been emailing with Charlie and then Jimmy and then Brian, and they've decided Brian is the owner of the hot potato.
Thanksgiving.
So yes, so I got Brian on the hook, and he did email me back today that he'll be in touch with me shortly. So go Brian. And I think that's about it for
The
now.
other thing that we are working on right now is we still have money left from the youth grant that we need to spend before the end of the year. We are planning a Dr. Seuss photo booth. And we have purchased all of the stuff you need for the photo booth. And we also purchased a number of Dr. Seuss books, both I Can Read books and board books.
So the plan is to take that to the school.
I'm going to get in touch with the school to see if they, because we want to get the books in the hands of kids, and it sucks, but they're not coming to the program here. But if you go to where they are, we're still accomplishing the same.
All right, and will there be any money left after that for us to use to buy whatever
We're
books
hoping.
that we need for Up Yonder? Because we'll need.
You're not going to need them. I don't think you're going to
Enough.
need books for Up Yonder.
We will have money left if we get in a pinch though. Yep.
But we also, if you don't need them, it's also a start on the next year's birthday books that we give to the school,
Okay.
which would be great either way.
One of the other things that I thought of, it specifically has to be for books, right?
Children's
Because-
literacy, yep.
Children's literacy.
Getting books in the
Because
hands.
I wondered if there's a grant to get new educational toys for this section. I noticed a couple times that I brought my granddaughter that the toys are getting kind of dated.
That's true, they are.
They're all free.
Yes, okay, and
Yeah,
that's
we
fine,
could-
if we can get more free ones, that's fine too, but I know that there's a lot of nice educational toys out there that we may wanna think about.
It's like literary theme toys.
Yes.
I think just having them here and getting kids into the library would qualify under children's literacy because it's getting kids comfortable with the library, that it's a place for them.
Right.
And that
So
really,
if we wanted to take a look at what's there, and if you wanted some advice, I see what the top 10 library toys, I bet you if
Yeah.
you Google that, you might be able to find some. And then we could really advertise, in our social media, come see our new toys and maybe that'll.
One of the things that Carla and I had talked about was to make that middle divider, there's 2 areas, which actually would be large enough for a cubby for, like put in like a beanbag chair. So your son would be the perfect size, that you could climb in there and either read a book.
You'd be lost.
You'd be perfect to help these guys with, thinking of what games like the magnetile and those kinds of things that we could put in there. Because I think there's a farm there, but there's no animals for it.
There are 2.
There are animals. So I'm like, wait.
You look great supposed to open it, and then there's like the horse and the cats.
There are other
Yes.
animals, but kids put the toys away, so they're not in the right spot.
But yeah, that would be great if you guys could work on that, because I think that would be a good addition. And if we can use those monies for that too. Okay, so that's on the grants, personnel, nothing to do with that. We've been working on finance for next year's costs. Sunshine Committee, did we get one sent to Sarah?
I just wanted to
Yeah.
mention Sarah Dow was retired. Were you gonna send that? Do you want me to send
I think you should come to the board.
that?
I'm gonna send one on my own,
Okay,
but if
So
the
I'll
board
talk
sends
to you
one,
about
I'll.
and then I need to send a thank you to the church for the raffle ticket. That's
Yeah.
for Linda Bennett.
Yes, I would send it to just the church, because Linda facilitated it, but I think she would for it go to the church.
And
But
then
we
I
could
s-
also, Robert Pratt, who is a full-time Bolton resident and longtime library user, Sarah and I built our science fiction fantasy collection with Copper's help. He passed away last week, and so I think that would be lovely if the library could send us.
We have some gift cards, or do we just do?
She does it, you send
Just a regular card.
a regular card, just a note,
Send it to
and
Candy.
I can find it.
Oh,
I
and
think I can find his address.
Okay, and Joan already mentioned that we'll get together to do the homeless farm market thank you cards, and I sent one to Carla for flowers, everything else. It's a lot of thank you notes.
oh, and the Lake Placid Foundation, Mary, I sent that. I send ones for grants, so that's all
Oh,
done.
you sent that one, okay.
Okay, so those are all done that are listed there. Does anybody think of anybody else that needs a thank you? We sent one to
The town.
the guy that helps us bring stuff back. All of a sudden, they just.
Bill,
Bill,
I
thank
actually
you.
didn't,
Bill.
you know what, I
Yes.
didn't send him a note, I called and asked him to come see me.
Oh,
He came in, I gave him the card, he was really kind of stunned that we did that, we don't have to do that, and I said, that's why they call it a gift. I said, we honestly could not have done the farmer's market without your help, and so he was really appreciative of it.
Oh, good.
He's on my list, and before we close out the market this year, he is available next year.
Oh, good, that's good. Well, I guess you don't have to send him another thing, because
Yeah,
okay, that's one
last thing.
she already, so. Right, I mean, you don't want them to send another, that's.
I don't think
yes,
that's good. I think
that's
that-
good.
Yeah, once.
I covered it, yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so if we can't think of anyone else, then is there anything else we need under unfinished business with the Roger Summer Hayes?
I'm still working on it,
You're still working on it, okay.
I have, actually, somebody made a donation, books for the book sale, and I'm like, oh, it works for Rogers Fuller. And Erin had checked with Michelle to make sure that any money that I didn't spend this year can be rolled over to next year. Because, I mean, it is kind of a finite category. So, as things come out, or as I think things are great to get out. There was, I believe this month, there was one check that we received for $300 from Frederick Rogers.
Great. So that brings us down to the sexual harassment.
Sarah and I finished ours.
Yes, thank you for resending that out so people would have it farther up on their email. Try to get that done. So if you could all, if you have trouble doing it at home, you know, you could come here on these two computers here and do it and
Side by side.
I do have to tell you, the sexual harassment one I sent out is actually for New York City, but it's all the same.
Is it the same one then? The same?
It's not even, I couldn't figure out how to get back into the one through Warren County. So the one I sent was on Sal's website.
Okay.
We both did it. Every once in a while, they mention something about New York City, but the rest of it is New York State. So it was,
Okay.
and it prints out a document.
Okay, I need to do that. That's a good question, but so much.
I did sexual harassment.
If you did it in 2020, you would need a new one.
We're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Is it 2 years?
It would do that right there.
It's every, yeah, it's not like CPR. That's.
I think because she's got the replacement, she could slide on that.
Then you will.
Yes.
Third
Very
and
good.
Yes, yes.
I can follow up if I have to do it for work. When I send it,
Yeah.
okay, I'll check in with.
And then the next training is the 2 years annual training. That I don't think, Tracy, you would have to get that done by the end of the year since you're just starting now. But if you wanted to, Megan could forward you the topics because there are some that are sort of basic. Trustee, and some of them are really good, and just listening to them, you know, kind of help gear you toward thinking, you know, about what. So that you'd like to do that, and I think there are 1 or 2 more even live ones
Coming up.
coming up too.
I will inundate you with more emails.
Okay.
I would expect nothing less.
Okay, so new business, renewing Sarah's notary public certification. Yes, did we do that?
Yes, I renewed online. So that's all set. I'm good now through December 6th, 2029.
Okay, great.
Before I bill for that, I've got to get a new stamp. So I'll go ahead and do that and then submit both. But the renewal for the recertification was just $60. And then there'll be the cost of the stamp, but that puts us through another 4 years
Okay, great.
for free
And that's
services.
good for us to advertise every once in a while that we have that service. So anybody that you know out in the community, I know they do it also at the township building, but you know, remind people that we also do.
She does include it. It is on, I think it's right at the bottom of our newsletter, and I think you post it periodically on social media.
Yeah.
Somebody that came in and was doing the survey was very happy that we had that.
A lot of comments about it when they were doing it. Either they knew it, forgot, or didn't know.
All right, any communications, Megan?
Wanted to tell you about the state librarian coming to visit. She went through last week. Super excited to be at all the different libraries. She loved our library. And Jack made a photo array of the Lauren at the different libraries. So there is one of Amy and I talked to her. And Sarah has posted it already on social media.
Creative writing captions.
Hmm?
It's creative writing captions.
Yes.
Making stuff up.
Amy, whole position has changed. She's now head of social media and
The trustee
that's
in charge of, social media programming. That's like so weird.
That was the promotion, we forgot to talk about it, that was your promotion.
it's when I really thought. Stand beside
Okay. The other thing, and I'm not sure what this should have been under, is we didn't talk about yoga. So tell us a little bit about what,
I have the wrong. So the woman who does it, her name is Stephanie. And she has Sassafras Yoga. I approached her, she did not approach us because we've had a number of people ask us if that was something the library could provide. Other libraries do it as well. I know that Stephanie does one at the Diamond Point Library. She also does 2 evenings at the community center here in town and would love another morning here. She loves the idea of doing it here. It's a very good space for it.
She did come into the library, looked around, okay.
She'd also seen, no, she hasn't been here in person, but she had seen pictures.
Okay.
And she also likes that we're centrally located. Michelle Pollack was thrilled because Michelle says that Stephanie is a very good yoga instructor. I think that with the number of people who have asked us for it, it would be great if we could offer that. There is, I'm not a lawyer, but I think that because we do the same thing with Patrice, where community members attend a workshop that Patrice teaches and then pay her, it would be the same thing with somebody coming to do yoga and paying Stephanie. I think the biggest issue is to make sure that we have insurance in case something should happen. So if we can make it happen, I think that would be great.
Okay, does anybody have any questions about that or concerns, things like that? The only thing I had was we're checking into the insurance and he's getting back to us on that. And what we need to do to ensure that we're covered. The only other question I had is people I think usually sign up ahead of time. Do you go to our yoga classes? I heard you say no. They sign up ahead of time, I think, online.
She does have that.
Right, so will she have a minimum that she has to have come in order to do it?
I can get back in touch with her.
That's the only, because if we're having somebody come in, like, then would she be letting them know that you can't have class this week because we're, because I don't have enough people. So that's okay, because we'd be coming in early, we'd have a paid employee coming in.
I'm wondering if we did it in a similar way to what we do with the trees, like with the painting one that we're having now, you had to sign up for the 3 of them. So maybe if we do the yoga, you have to sign up for 10 or something.
Right.
But I will get
So maybe if she wants to meet with us sometime, that we can, after we find out what we need for the insurance, that we have a small group sit down and meet with her and just work out those logistics so that we make sure. Because, and then we also need to look at if we would be having some additional staffing that we pay for. So we just have to look in our budget to make sure that we can cover those extra hours.
That question, how many classes how many do you anticipate classes having to the end of the year? Would it be a weekly thing?
a weekly thing.
Okay, so from whatever start date to weekly.
Right. Which I don't know that we'll be able to get it together by the 10th at this point, since we're looking for answers. But if we were at, be a good sort of test market to do it at the end of the year, because it's probably the slowest part of the year in terms of how many people are in the area. So if we could fill a class with 8 people for that, it might be worth doing, for next year. So
I do think that she has created a name for herself in the community because the
Yes.
Diamond Point Library, I believe, is full every time. That was the impression I got from Michelle.
Oh, that would be, I would like to find out how many she gets, and she would be able to let us know that.
Okay.
If you can find out how many she has routinely at Edgecombe and Hillside, and if she thinks it would be
I wonder how many
worth it.
can be held here.
How many people?
Yeah.
I'm sure that there's a criteria that she would have.
Yoga mats and everything, you've gotta have some space around.
Probably
You
no
could do
more than
10
All of
8.
our furniture moved.
Yes. I would say no more than 8, just from the physiology perspective.
Not when the library's open.
Say it again.
This would be done not when the library's open. Okay.
So it's
So we don't have to worry about people coming in and traffic.
right, there would be no
Yeah, walking around. Yes. You don't want someone behind you. At least I don't.
You can't use that book right now.
some other, so we're still waiting to hear back from the insurance company, but I did speak to Kevin and there are some things that may be coming down the pike that they might ask for, so just so that you're aware of it, we probably will have to go, and again, don't do anything yet on this one until we get definitive confirmation, but we may have to work with her insurance company to have the library even her insurance policy. So I think it's important to have her insurance policy as the first to cover. There is one thing I do recommend that you do now hold off for a little bit till we see if this is a possibility, but what they were suggesting is it's always good practice to get recommendations from other people that use that vendor's service, right? So when you're calling the Diamond Point Library, we know from community members that she's got great feedback, but what the insurance company is interested in is are the libraries that she's working with, have there been complaints filed against her, have there been issues, was there any destruction of property? So while the customer feedback may be great, insurance company wants to know what is the library's experience, other libraries' experience with this, or businesses with this individual.
Is it okay to talk to Michelle Huck, who is the director for both?
Yeah, they use.
For Hillview.
Yes.
And I would just
Also a good friend. I did
create
a friend
a little
Marco.
note to file, like call 3 or 4 local businesses that do business with this vendor. And just ask them, how has your experience been with this vendor? Have you had any incidents? And I would just keep a note to file somewhere on the people that you call, and that is good protection from us from a liability.
Once I have that, do you want me to just email it to you?
You can keep it on library file.
Okay.
As long as it's on library file for that program.
Yeah, it's gonna be preferably based.
Yeah, we've done our due diligence, and we're not just fighting somebody.
Right, that's a good idea, thank you. All right, so we're, no other communications have made?
No.
And then we're down to the events, so we have trivia, we're back to doing that
It's 3 nights a week. That's one of the Tuesdays it's booked up.
okay, three nights a month, okay. And after school program's still going on, and everything's going well with that?
We've met once. Mary wasn't available.
Right.
She is at.
Yeah.
And we did the building a better world. This week we're going to do kind of a the kids introducing themselves to us, and Mary and I introduced ourselves to them. I found 2 books on that type of thing, and we're also going to have them. I have a hand, and the kids are going to write like 5 things on the hand about themselves, and we're going to have the rest and see if maybe they want to do more blocks too for the bullet board.
Okay,
I think that was it.
yes,
We forgot to do a motion to accept the committee reports.
oh, thank you. Let's back up a little bit. The committee reports that we went over, could I have a motion to accept those committee reports? Motion, Mary, make a motion, and could I have a second? I'll second that. Karen, a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Suppose. Thank you, Sarah. Gotta keep me in line. All right, nothing new at the Fiber Arts Group. Monthly coffee hour, anything you wanna comment? We skipped September, right?
We did, because it was the day after Labor Day.
Right, so we'll be on track again for this October. Hey, with Patrice, how are our numbers? Will we be able to fill?
We have 1 spot left,
That's about
but
that.
Patrice is fine with that.
Okay, good. And the winter bird talk that goes with that,
That is the winter.
but they don't have to
Visitor.
sign up, that's not.
No,
it's
free
at the
event.
top.
Right,
The woman, Susan Collins?
Joan Collins.
Joan Collins.
Yes.
Joan Collins was recommended by John Lodes from.
yes. So put that on your calendars to try to come.
And it's a free talk for us, but it's also free to attend. It's just complimentary to the painting.
Right, hopefully all the painting ladies will also come to that too.
And it is one more, kind of not outreach, but working with other organizations. John Lowe's has become he's a great advocate for us. You know, he gave us a new sign for the garden outside.
Yes.
He just is really wonderful.
He's an Audubon.
Yeah.
He's the head of programming for the Audubon Society. And he's constantly looking for programs that he can have happen here. What's the bird that the president of that organization lives in Chestertown?
Bloom.
And there's a certain bird, and the guy who is the head of that chapter of the Audubon Society actually lives in Chestertown.
Oh,
So John has already talked to him, and he is interested in doing a program for us.
nice.
So we haven't set anything up, but it's just one other place where we are reaching out to other organizations.
There's the 4-H guy at the open house school who wants to do a thing here for like identifying animal bits and parts. Like skulls and
That'd be popular.
That would be,
and it's like birds and other on the camps, they're like birds and
that would be fun.
Yeah.
and stuff. And they, I guess it's 4-H has national competitions on identifying things like that for kids, but he would like to do a free program for. He said he wouldn't charge anybody for it.
Nice.
And so we could have a brochure. Or standing next to it at the house.
Is it just for kids?
I think the program is, but I don't think just kids would be able to come to if you did it at home.
just because Vander could need his father to take him out.
Because you could always do it during when this Thursday group is here, you know, because since we don't get too many people to come to the kids programs, we always have to do it.
This
We know
Saturday,
kids
they were all playing soccer on
Yes,
Saturday.
I know.
Every
Really
school in
unfortunate.
the area, not only and Saratoga, but Saratoga School Hall had soccer. So there was no way you could
We
get.
only had 3 kids participate, 2 kids, yeah, which is.
But
Bridget was very happy to have the 2. It was, and in fact, one of the little girls said she wants to do yoga the rest of her life.
Yeah, so she drives her all over the place, like she can't find places for for her age to do yoga. She said she was driving her to Hudson Falls and driving her all over.
Oh, Sadie's mom.
Yeah, because Sadie really loves yoga, but there's not very many opportunities for her as a child to do it. So she was super excited about it.
But they're really good at it.
Okay, so, and then we have the Up Yonder Trunk or Treat. That's on October 25th, and so far we have myself and Lynn and whoever, anybody else that would like to do that, that'd be great. We
Get to dress up.
often have, that's the wrong way to it takes me. There's candy.
I feel like we have something the 25th. I will get back to you.
Okay, we usually have people donate the candy, right? Do we
Had
have
some donations, Sarah, it did go on social media.
Okay,
I'll repeat that. We've had
And
a
it will
couple
also
come in.
put it in the newsletter, which goes out probably next week. And we do have some.
okay.
Sally,
Oh,
You helped out, yeah, so she.
Did she?
Did
Okay.
Courtney help last year? Courtney Dugan, did Courtney Dugan help last
Yes.
year? Yeah. She always likes to do. She's been really busy though, doing fundraising for the school, or is her daughter a senior maybe?
Before I can check.
Okay. And Deanne Ream likes that, you know.
Right, she's talented.
Deanne? Dina? Dina or Deanne?
Deanne Ream,
Oh. That's Terry's mom.
yes.
All right. Anything else that anybody has? If I could have a motion to end the meeting. Could I have a second? I'll second. Everybody will second. All those in favor, say aye. Thank you very much. We'll see you all again on October 7th. Sweet. No. October 22nd. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, wait a minute. For that.
I'm trying to find this.
You know the yoga check?
Yeah.
So here's our options, right?
She's.
So- So,
Because I have a type dress.
okay,
congratulations.
I did.
Thank you. Any questions? Sal sent something out. Yeah.
And then pass the cake.
QR codes. Yeah, that's what I was most lost at when I first started here, coming to the meetings, the different acronyms.
Oh,
But, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
She lives in like.
so what we could do is.
You know, we don't have to have everybody go, she went last month,
And you can call.
so we don't need to have anybody, but if it was one.
I think it was a good idea to read the agenda.
I mean, it'd be easier if she just.
So the whole website, you wanted to.
I will.
And
That's what I-
If I were, did they get like meteor, like,
So I can have.
that would be good for us to be like November, something like at the end of the year?
I will.
Yeah,
I have to go when I come tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
you just know.
reading the agenda will tell you if there's anything worth going.
I wrote down my
Correction.
suggestions.
For the library.
For the library.
But I can't.
You just told
Yeah, I mean, if it's,
That's perfect.
haven't gone to one, yeah, you're kind of interested.
I found orange.
Yeah, it's something,
So,
because
I might-
maybe between,
Because-
like, it'll be October, November, December, 3 months, maybe you'll find a month that it looks like, and if we go like every other time or something, you know what I mean? Yeah, one store by the end of the year, I think would be great, just to have us done.